Welcome to the Experience Podcast. My name is Dennis, and I'm here today with my brother Neal. And just welcome to the channel. If you're new here, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell. Share with your friends and family. And also make sure that you check out all the information that's going to be in the description. You will find things, transformational events, one of which is one that I host with Sarah Jean called the Living Word Masterclass. And you'll find that link in the description. You'll find the dates, times, all of that information. Make sure you check it out. And with that.
Hey, it's good to see you again. My name is Neal. Now, Neal's my name. Neal's not who I am. Well, if that's the case, well, then who am I? Well, who I am is a multi-dimensional, infinite spiritual being that's expressing through a human body. And I'm a coach, and I am a child of God, and I'm a coach that I specifically assist conscious people in their 20s and 30s exit the matrix, which is a mind matrix, and be with their soul family. And in the description, you'll find Natural Balance Masterclass, which is a virtual masterclass that I host on Zoom. And this is a weekly masterclass that is community oriented, and it's an opportunity to be your true self and practice being balance and cooperation through three avenues. Three avenues are connection, networking, and giving and receiving offers, the giving and receiving of gifts. And so this Natural Balance Masterclass is today, if you're watching this on a Wednesday. So it's Wednesdays at 5:30 Central Standard Time, and you're invited. The link's in the description. My website's in the description, and you can find the Zoom link in the description, and you can find the Zoom link on my website as well. So you're invited to virtual Natural Balance Masterclass Wednesdays at 5:30 Central Standard Time. And
got a question on, like,
yes.
If people want to reach you that are looking to exit the matrix, like, how do they reach out to you?
If you are serious about exiting the matrix, you reach out to me directly via email.
And your email's in the description?
My email's in the description. Okay. So right now in this moment, there is a world that there's one world, which is a world of duality, and it's a world of compression and limited options. And then there's another world of infinity, and it's a world of expansion and exponentiality. And that world of contraction, of duality, is the world of the or world, spelled O-R. So or, this or that. Yeah, but what about here? This or that. Yeah, but here. Yeah, but this or that. So the or world is a world where there's two options, and then those options are presented in such a way that it gives the impression that there's no other options.
And a very great example right now is the presidential race in the United States, where they give you supposedly two options, but the two options are actually there's an agenda behind the two options. So, and it's a program, and this program is intended to do exactly what Neal just shared, is keep you in a contractive state of mind rather than an expansive state of mind, where when you start asking and questions, there are an infinite amount of possibilities. Whereas what Neal just shared, if you're living in the world of or, it's this or that. There's very limited possibilities in that world.
Specifically two possibilities. Specifically this possibility or that possibility. And and there is opportunity to be had when you can have both this opportunity and that opportunity, and here also, and you can also have that opportunity over there. So that's the difference, where it's a transition from the or to an and you can have the exact same scenario, and in addition to having the exact same scenario, have an infinite routes of actions you can take from the place where you're at. And in addition, have an infinite number of access to communications from where you're at. In the this or that, you have two specific options of communication, as followed by the design of the this or that. And when it's now this and that, dang, I just received both. Just like that. I went from this or that. Man, I gotta like choose to this and that. And boom, I just received, like, instantaneously. What did I receive? An opening of options, an opening of receiving more than two, or receiving more than see. There in addition with the or world, there's this thing where there's this like need to choose also. It's like this or that, pick one. It's like, yeah, I pick both. No, it's like this or that. Well, in the and world, there's this and that. And I also see in the or world, it's the consciousness of separation. And in the and world, it's the consciousness of oneness. And
it's still in duality, though.
Or in the and world, you transcend duality.
It could and it could not be.
Because you can be in duality, and you can be in infinity, and you can be in time, and you can be transcendent of time in the world of and. The world of and is paradoxical. In the world of and, you can be here and there. Both at the same time. You don't need to be here or there. There's now an exit from or, and there's an entering into and. And so this world, I've been feeling a lot of inspiration around doing a video with the Celestine prophecy, and in like literally like having the like speaking to it. There's like 9 prophecies, and having it in a video format and uploading it. So there's a reason I'm sharing this right now, because in the book, the Celestine prophecy, there's a communication of consciousness as it changes and grows over an expanse of time, starting from like the 1500s to being to 2000 to going beyond. And in there is a description of the consciousness of or, this or that. In that reality of separation, of duality, it also can show up like heaven or hell, like this or that. Heaven and hell both exist inside of God. And so in the perception of oneness, you can be in God and have an experience of hell and had an experience of heaven all in the same day. And my point with saying this is that this and consciousness, I think, is what we as a global collective are growing into, in recognizing that we live in a dual world, but we are infinite beings that are infinitely connected. We're one, and we're living in duality, but we're not dual. And we're waking up to the remembering of the oneness that we are,
And
which is I am one, and I can distinguish that you are there and I am here.
And the oneness is Jesus Christ. And the duality is the free will that God gives us of, because he says, and actually this is also very important that I just heard this as you were sharing. God says that Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. Oh, he did say and. Okay. He is the way, the truth, and the life. So in this oneness that you're speaking of is when we're completely connected to God through Jesus Christ.
Correct.
And we're living in eternity, and we're living in ands. Like the possibilities are infinite, because at that point we're actually kings and queens, and we're creators in conjunction with Jesus, co-creating with him, with infinite possibilities.
Here's what I also think though, is that I'm not completely convinced on the idea that you need an in-between to access God.
You don't need to, but
I also believe that each being has direct access, and that you don't need to go through anything to tap into God.
Okay, so but he says it though. That's in the word. And that was Jesus' words. He said that that's the only way to the Father.
And what's your point?
My point is that that's what he says, and that is my point. That you can access God through other ways, but you might not be accessing God through in the channel that you actually that's in the best and highest. Like if you want to follow Lucifer, go right ahead. But if you want to access God, like that is the direct connection to God, is through Jesus Christ.
And have you directly experienced this?
So have I directly experienced this? Yes, I just experienced it this morning when I prayed. Like it's not like I don't pray just to God. Like he says that there's three components to God, and it's the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. So you literally have the Holy Spirit, you have the Son, which is Jesus Christ, and then you have the Father, the Trinity. And so when I pray, like I pray to be filled with the Holy Spirit and to reveal God the Father, like reveal myself to him, like mold me in your image. And Jesus is the grace, and then the Holy Spirit is the voice, like the guidance, the mediator. So I'm hearing possibly what you're referring to is this connection to God might actually be the Holy Spirit, what I'm hearing you say. Like that still small voice. So, anyways, I know like we went on a different direction from and or, but this is also very, very important.
I had a question the other day. And this is the question: can the observer experience? So the ego definitely talks about what it experiences. So it'll have an experience and say, then this is what I experienced. But then I was like, is the ego the one experiencing or is the observer the one experiencing? And if the observer is the one experiencing, then where's the memory going of all the things that the observer has experienced? And so basically the answer I came to is that the only thing that does experience is the observer, and then the ego talks about what the observer has experienced. And the memory bank is the oneness, is the God is the memory bank. The memory bank is in God, and God is the memory bank. You could also think of it like, or how I think of it is like the book of records. What do you call
Akashic
it?
records.
The Akashic records,
Like the book of life.
The book of life. That's the memory bank. That's the experiences the observer has observed, and then the ego talks about what the observer has observed, and the ego creates experiences for the observer, I think. And then the observer can also create experiences for the ego. It depends on who's driving at any given moment in time.
And if the ego, and if you don't know, if you don't have your ego and your ego has you, you may perceive yourself as being God and you being what is experiencing things. And I've been there. That's why I'm speaking to it, is because I've literally thought that I am God. And that path for me did not end well, and I would not encourage it. So just wanted to drop that in there as well.
With an and world, you're starting to see how in an and conversation, it's infinite directional. So there's this avenue of approach that can be navigated, and then there's also another conversation that can be birthed and spoken to. And so in an and way of communicating, there's this expansiveness and there's this openness where before I had to choose, now I step in and receive. And so this stepping in and receiving what is available from just literally changing a word from or to and now not choosing one, but receiving two. That's what I got for right now, Dennis. I don't know. Do you got anything else you want to add in?
I feel complete. One thing I do want to drop in, if you, just make sure you check out the description links. If you want to reach out to me, I'll have a Calendly link where you can set up a live 30-minute call. And that's all I got.
Yeah. I love you. I honor you. You are the bomb giggity. Peace.